Friends, happy Monday. Today, we're going to be talking about a whole go-to-market strategy for Ocean.io. So it's a really great tool for creating lookalike customer audiences. So in this video, what you're going to learn is you're going to learn how to think through the strategy, how to use ChatGPT to help you identify companies, how to send value in a first message, how to use the tools to do so, and how they should think about messaging. So those are the 5-ish things that you're going to learn in this video. This is a long one because I'm going to walk you through my strategy step by step by step by step. So we're going to learn things along the way, and most importantly, I'll be speaking out loud about my thought process. That's why my videos are so long, not because I don't want to edit them, because I want you to know how I unblock things, how I use ChatGPT, how we figure out value in the market, how we try to communicate that value from just soup to nuts. And this is really important because there's not many people that I know, at least, that can do great strategy, take that strategy into messaging and targeting, identify the data, and then ship a playbook. So there's kind of a lot of range that you're going to experience. Now, I'm not amazing at all these things, but I'm good enough to be able to tell you how to do them all. All right, so let's dive in and buckle up. Maybe you should watch this on 2x or 4x on YouTube. So I speak fast. All right, let's dive in. All right, so we're going to start with strategy. It's really important to begin with strategy. So that the first thing we need to do is like, why is Ocean.io different? I happen to know this. Different from their competitors. How do we find the companies that need them now? What do we say to those companies? Companies and people. What do we say to those companies? How do we say it at scale? No SDRs. I think this is it. Okay, so the first thing that I always do is, this is actually the app. So let's go to Ocean.io. Great. So really, Ocean's key value here, I accept cookies. I always accept cookies from strangers. This lookalike thing is their value. They do other things, CRM enrichment. They've got a bunch of other types of data here, but really it's this lookalike thing is this is the best. This duplicate your best customer scale. This is a great line too. So what I always like to do in this case is I go to my good old Blueprint Intent bot, and I'm like kind of big here in this corner. Close sidebar. So the Blueprint Intent search is really interesting. I have built this bot to be able to define ICPs in persona. So Ocean.io. So what this is going to do is help me have an understanding about how they're talking about themselves, how they're positioning themselves, how they think about themselves a little differently. Now, I have a unique advantage because I know this space really well. I use a lot of these data tools. And so it's, I come with some intelligence here on the space. So I have an advantage, which maybe you don't have with your company, but fortunately, this will negate that advantage because it will tell you exactly who you should target and how you should be thinking about them. And even if you're developing messaging, this is the best way to do it because it has all the context of your company. It's really hard for ChatGPT. I pronounced this wrong, and so what happens is in the transcript, it calls it Chatty Patty. It says Chatty Patty instead of ChatGPT. ChatGPT. I have to work on my enunciation. All right, so this is going to do its thing. Let's talk about the companies that need them now. So what I'm going to do in this case, I'm going to use my own data here. This is Blueprint Intent data jobs to find companies that are trying to build lookalike audiences or use sales tools. So this is really, you want to find the companies that are actively thinking about this now. That's the best way to do any type of targeting. And let's see if ChatGPT is, okay, great, it's still viewing. What do we say to those companies? Now I have a plan here, which is let's talk about the component of the email, because we're just going to do email here. Subject, I told that about this is bait, but not switch. And then body copy, show, not tell. So this is a really thing that Ocean can do really well, especially using their API, is a subject line is bait, but not switch. And I think what that is here is 50 companies like customer. So what we're going to do here is actually we're going to send them 50 companies that are like an existing customer. So, and maybe we might even do this, like customer 2. Actually, let's do this, customer 3. What we're going to do here is we're going to use Clay to find up to three customer names. If it doesn't have it, that's okay. We're going to use the Claygent to do this. So then we're going to use information to help them understand that we know that they're in the market and they care about this. Let's go see how Chatty Patty is doing. I'm going to say Chatty Patty now throughout the entire, and people that are watching the transcript are like, the what? Chatty Patty? It's just taking too long. I'm just going to write this. Pause while my thinking brain engages. I'm always, I try to explode my thing here. I'm always thinking in cold outreach between this tension of talking about your value and communicating with someone personally. And these, in some cases, there's a tension between how we think about this. We will often over communicate our value and forget that there is a person that doesn't want to read sales emails on the other end of this thing. And so what you really need to do is to speak to them. And so that's how I like to start every message. Okay, we're going to target people that, let's see how Chatty Patty is doing. What's going on, Chatty Patty? Okay, I'm going to move this to a different window here so that it still thinks I'm around. So we talk a lot about, I really, finding the right person here is so critical, right? Because they're going to care about data. And a perfect example of someone that I think is going to resonate with this is my new friend, Royce. So let's look at that cool image of Royce sharing. Look at Royce. Pipeline, quota, cold called, plan, close the deal, right? Closed, ARR, like skills. This is the kind of AE, and I don't know if we're going to be going after AEs here. We'll see what, oh, great, we've got the ICP going. We'll see exactly what types of folks that we're going to be going after. But this is the first thing that I want to do is like, why are you getting this message? This data thing can be really anything that goes into a deep understanding about like data, numbers, targeting. And we'll show you how to build this inside of Clay. Great. You can't see this here, but we've got an ICP and persona. And I'm going to just keep prompting ChatGPT in this other window. I'm going to share the full chat with you, and we will go over it. I do promise. But right now, I just needed to develop some stuff for me. Okay. So this customer 1, 2, and 3, what the Clayagent is going to do to get this, or it's going to go to the website and see if it can identify, or go anywhere on the web and see if it can identify 3 customer names. Seem to be customers of yours. Let's make this a bigger. Okay, so 50 companies, like the top 3 companies, you talk a lot about, and then basically I'm going to take their LinkedIn and identify why I think that they are a good fit at the company and disqualify them accordingly. I'll show you how to do this inside of Clay. Excuse me. Customers seems to be customers of yours. Aren't. Wouldn't. Usually. I want to talk about Ocean.io's unique benefit here. And one of their unique benefits really is being able to find lookalike customers. So let's see. Often headcount, industry, often industry tags and headcount are woefully inadequate to do things like competitor messaging and targeting. Okay, I'm going to make it simpler. I'm not going to provide an offer. Maybe that'll be email too. Sorry for all the crazy formatting here, but email 1. We just do a re, so first. So what's happening in Jordan GPT on the, or no, sorry, not Jordan GPT, on Blueprint GPT on the right here that you can't see, is it's creating all of the targeting titles, and my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's 11:38. I am awake. So it's creating all the fictional titles to be able to identify who are the people that are kind of in market with Blueprint GTM. And we're going to pass that into my data to get a list of accounts. We're going to pass that accounts into Ocean.io. Then we're going to upload those people into Clay and then build out this campaign for them. You talk a lot about numbers in your LinkedIn profile, so thought you of everyone at company would know if this email is worth anything. I don't often do meta things, talk about the email itself, but this is like, here's the promise of why you should keep reading. And this is like, hey, this is a reformulation of our value prop in terms of a question. And then this is the showing of the value. Jordan, not the telling of the value. I'm so sorry. These are going to be the company's response. So we're going to actually provide the full 30 lookalike companies in the response here. Okay, so we got email 2. If the companies, this is email 2. I don't send more than 2. Do the companies, do these look like? Again, I want to balance I think a lot about the personalization here and the ability to get an email read. And no one is thinking about this company's product or service. So it's like, we need to first speak to the person before we can speak to the problem, before we can speak to our solution. In that order. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I always think about, sure, I could hack attention here, but I always think about what do they care about, what matters to them, and we can do this kind of interesting stuff with OpenAI and also my jobs data. I'm going ChatGPT on the right. Given that data is the backbone, given that data is great. Okay, I'm not going to provide any offer here, actually. I really just want to validate the problem, and I want to focus on this goal, right? This is why I think I have additional value to add. And then this is really a reformulation of how that value might be delivered. Have you ever thought about running a social proof campaign to accomplish this goal? Basically finding and sharing individual use cases often. Yeah, so again, just a reformulation of their problem. So email 1, email 2. Great. So blueprint intent stuff is done. So let's pop over to blueprint intent and titles and keywords. So we're just going to paste this into blueprint intent. Now, what blueprint intent did here is it actually found the ICP of Ocean, it identified the titles, it critiqued those titles, and then it created fictional job descriptions for all those titles, and then it gave me a search that I could plop into the index, right? So let's go down here. Brand management. Okay, so what I really want to do is I'm going to spend a little bit of time. These should be their ideal titles, which is CMO is kind of interesting to me. I didn't expect a CMO would be a good, but for ABM, this is like probably helpful. So you can see actually that ABM is here. So let's go ABM strategies. I'm basically going to take these keywords and bring them into the literal search. Data-driven insights, boring. Data-driven decision making, boring. Market segmentation, very interesting. Boring. Account-based marketing, fine. Oops. Data-driven marketing, okay. I think these titles are like a little bit wrong, but CMO, brand messaging, various channels. This doesn't talk about data. So growth team, I think actually, I think that probably growth, marketing, sales, demand, probably those are the titles. Like growth hacking is kind of interesting. I hate the title, but I understand the meaning behind it. It's like, who are the people that are who are the companies that are really thinking about this iterative testing, right? Pipeline generation. Ooh, this is a marketing operations person. Very interesting. Chief Fun Officer. That sounds great. Derive insights. That's interesting. These tools are interesting too. London. I don't really want anyone overseas. Brand identity. We don't really care about brand identity. Let's do Zoom info, Apollo.io. Just type in some competitors here. 6 Sense. These are just generally folks in demand base in the ABM world. This is probably good enough. So all we're doing here is we're looking again to find additional sorting mechanism, right? We really want to sort the world so that if we get the person wrong, at least we know the company is in a good place, right? Oh, wow. Personalized B2B strategies, right? Sales and marketing alignment, engagement rate. This is much better. So now what I'm going to do is I got this little trick here. So these jobs seem to be good. So I'm just going to, I'm going to drop a bunch of these into, so I chat GPT splitter. I use this one to split things. And the nice thing is that I have this great understanding here of, I'm going to put the splitter on the other page. Oh, that's the guy I met in Jordan in the background here. The country, that's my namesake. So this is going to give actual context of real jobs. So I can then ask ChatGPT questions about keywords. And it already has a context about Ocean.io, which is really important here. ChatGPT is not doing well right now. Chatty Patty, sorry. I promised I was going to say Chatty Patty. I don't know why I didn't do that. Come on. Blueprint intent. All right. All right. Now I'm going to use, I've got this app called Super Whisper. It's free for macOS, so I'm going to use this thing. I'm looking to identify the 2 to 3 n-grams that appear most often here. For example, develop ICP or ideal customer profile that appear most often that are most highly related to Ocean.io. I want you to give me only the list of keywords separated by commas that appear the most in these actual job descriptions above that seem to be hyper relevant to Ocean.io. So really what I'm doing is I'm now, we created some fictional data, but now I'm like talking about real data, and remember, it's really important. The large language models are great, but you do need to exercise your own insight. And that here is like, I'm exercising my own insight to improve the blueprint search. Then the n-grams are just combinations of keywords. So Chatty Patty taught me that. And great. Yeah. I want 50. Comma separated. Like this. Hello, hi, hello. my name is of those keywords and that appear the most often, that are most relevant. Separated. I spelled separated wrong all the time. The output. I think Chatty Patty likes a good M&M joke. Great. So all I'm going to do is take this back into Blueprint Intent. Now, the whole purpose of the tool is to sort by pain, right? What are companies that are thinking the most about this? That way we'll know that we're targeting the right companies. I'm going to build this list for them. Oh my gosh. Put it in paragraph form, please. All right. So, great. This is good. Revenue influence. That's interesting. Customer journey. Okay. Revenue growth. That's good. Marketing campaigns. Account planning. Buyer persona is really key. I'm surprised they didn't talk about ICP and persona. And make sure to include ICP, include any additional keywords around ICP and persona. One of the things that I'm not showing you here, which you could do, because I just happen to know this, that you can ask it for help. And if you ask it for help, it'll think more critically. So you can say, how would you go about evaluating if these keywords are helpful? And then you can ask it to execute on that strategy. So even if you don't have the wherewithal of my 368 years of experience, you can still cheat here. And notice it didn't really get any ICP and persona, so we're going to add that manually. It's really important to check your work. All right, let's go over here. Job description. Oh, don't shit the bed. Don't shit the bed. Do not shit the bed. Oh, it's going to shit the bed, huh? That's too many keywords. Wait. Let's try this again. Aha. Okay. Now I want you to evaluate each of these keywords and half this list. For example, marketing channels is good. Personalized marketing is good. Account segmentation is good. But professional background or behavioral traits or decision-making process all suck. So can you divide this list in half, evaluating critically and only responding with half of the very, very best keywords that appeared the most often in the jobs you've seen? So we're looking at two things here. We're looking at density of mention. That's really, really important. And also we want ChatGPT Chatty Patty to be able to critically think about this, right? To take in all the context you have about Ocean.io and critically think about what keywords are best. Don't just puke them out. And the puke out step is really important because that's a first step, but then you can ask it to be a persona and critique this, which is really what I should have done. I should have said, pretend you're the VP of product marketing here and evaluate these keywords. Great. Pipeline growth. Okay. So let's get a sheet going for Ocean. We're going to Ocean outbound strategy. All right, let's first do companies, jobs. We're going to eventually get this inside of Clay. Purchasing power. That's kind of interesting. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, nice. All right, this should probably be pretty good here. All right, great. Let's actually just limit this to the United States. I'm trying to limit this list here. 90 days is probably a good time period. Okay. Yeah, this looks great. This looks good. Demand generation, lead off, ABM. Wow. Okay, great. Export this. We're going to import the jobs and the companies into this list. Now, we're only going to get the top 5,000, but it's okay because this is sorted by density of problem. So that's really good. What I like to do, too, is anytime I'm building a sheet, I always try to create a glossary. So in this case, the glossary is going to have this ChatGPT conversation, which later, given my Ocean.io, ICP, and persona, and keywords, I will forget about this thing later. Chatty Patty link. I've got the Chatty Patty link here. So this is less important to me now. I can... all right, this is going to take a little bit to download. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pop into the Ocean.io UX. That's great. Sorry you have to be here for the nuts and the bolts. I do think it's actually quite important to see the nuts and the bolts, because often I find when I work with companies, there is a hesitance to go deep. And that will kill your career. The only reason that I am successful, where is this going? What is this? What is this like? The only reason I'm successful is because I really care about seeing the whole picture, seeing the data. Let's go downloads. And you need to be able to, oh, interesting. I have to limit this further. So my guess here is that, and I should save this link here. It's a good bug that I'm going to file. Downloads failed. All right, let's limit this. And my guess is they're going to be better for these size companies. So we have so many jobs. We probably don't want any entry jobs. Much better. Let's remove the top end here and see what we get. All right, this is perfect. This type of filtering is really important. Now, the reason I do headcount here is that generally, if you're an earlier stage company, it always makes sense to start in the mid-market. They make decisions faster. They usually have enough budget, and also they can... you don't have to, like, you're going to have to, like, do SOC 2 compliance. There's going to be a bunch of people. The feedback cycle is better when you sell mid-market. So when you sell to mid-market, they're going to be able to use your product, provide feedback. They're going to care about it more. There's going to be a smaller number of people that have to do more things, so they're likely to provide much better product feedback. All right, let's not waste your time here and go to Ocean.io. Now, the nice thing is that we can search here, and let's go to filters. Now, the other thing is that the nice thing is we can match some of the company location stuff so that we can be sure that we're hitting the right people, because they have different data than I do. Employee size, we want to do 11 to 500. Department size. Now, we really do want a sales team that probably has more than 5 people, because they're going to be able to use this better. Now, the question is, who are they going to target? So I did do this the Chatty Patty response here was not as great as I wanted it. I think what I may end up doing is, Nick Abraham is a nice guy. I don't know Laura, but I'm sure she's nice too. I think that this is actually going to be probably most helpful for the ABM folks. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's make sure this download works here. Great. Okay. We limited it, and that was helpful. Okay, so we've got the Chatty Patty link, which is helpful. then we're going to copy this blueprint intent link so that we have it. Blueprint intent. Let's get the companies. We're just going to import this data into the sheet here so that we have it all in one place. Now, I've talked a lot about the value in doing this yourself, because at every point you need to have a mind towards, does this make sense, right? It's really easy to outsource some of this stuff, but if you're building this for yourself, for your company, you need to be able to have a critical evaluation eye to say, like, do these look like really good companies for us? And that's absolutely important. And this is why this is the type of work that's really, really hard to outsource. Once it's the execution piece, that stuff's easy. Anyone can do that. But all the way from the critical thinking steps at every step of the way, it's really important. And another hack that you can do is paste in some of this company information and say, like, is this a good fit for Ocean? So again, you can rely on ChatGPT to do some of this for you, and then you can ask it things like, describe why this is a good fit for this company. So once this unpukes, so we're going to actually go pull, we got 3,000 companies. This is a pretty good list. So the nice thing is that they've got this great filter here. If I go companies, I can say include a list of companies. I can say great. So we have, how many companies do we have? 824. This is a pretty good list, actually. Do we want to do anything else? We got the United States, keywords, department sizes. Oh, with sales, remember we've got sales is only X. Department sales 7. Okay, great. This is really nice. They tell me the folks in the sales department. Now, I wonder if they... Let's see, do we want to include any... You know what? I don't think so. All right, let's go to contacts here. Perfect. Title and seniority. ABM, account based. Let's just see what ABM and account based come up with. Pretty good. Now, one of the things I want to look at is, like, what are the titles that we are seeing here in the actual data here? Because this might give us a good understanding of things that people are talking about. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to sort by titles. So the good thing is that you don't always know the titles that you're going after. And because we were looking for specific keywords, we can see how, like, account manager, affiliate marketing manager, interesting, area sales, marketing, associate director, growth marketing, brand marketing. That's interesting. So sort of all over the map. Now, what I probably would do, I'm not going to do that in this video, but I actually would go find these exact titles at all these companies. So that's probably what I would end up doing here. The other thing I could do is this, because this is really how these are like the way that the market talks about this data, director of marketing. I can go paste this back into Chatty Patty. Director of product marketing, that's interesting. Director of sales, and say, who are the people? In this case, I'm going to go a little splashier because, and for the sake of time, we're already at 43 minutes, and just keep them department based. Marketing, sales. I wonder if it's going to let me find growth. Okay, good. 18,000. Let's limit to just one per company and see what we get. Perfect. Let's do people location in the United States. I really do wish they could say limit 2 per company. That would be great. Chief Sales Officer, VP of Marketing. Okay. Okay, I feel good about this, actually. LinkedIn, this is chef's kiss. All right. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to go pull. No, I want the person. No, I don't want the company. I want the person. What if I do this? Amazing. So this is so good because we're going to get a much better idea of our titles, Chief Marketing Officer, and how they talk about this problem. This is so good. So I'm going to go into each of these things and just see, this is bad, right? Content Marketing Manager, like, no. So this is where things will kill you. Content. I don't want anyone content in their title. And the nice thing about this limit 1 per company, I can start excluding people as I look at them. And this is the stuff that no one does when they blast. Global sales, okay. Yeah, but 45 connections. This person doesn't talk a lot. I would rather have someone else at this company. Yeah, market research. So let's go back into Ocean and do LinkedIn description. Yeah, look at this. This is so good. This is the type of target you need because this person understands. So this is actually a bad, I don't want division, but at least the title here, the title is wrong, but the idea is right. Division, okay. And you're going to start to see this list come together as you look. Government accounts. Let's see if they talk about. Yeah, he doesn't really talk a lot. Chief Marketing Officer doesn't speak a lot. That sucks. Oh, GTM. GTM is great. 116. See? So we're starting to get a little bit better look at this. Unrealistically optimistic. I don't need to connect with this guy. I just read. Unrealistic. All right. This is the other kind of fun thing about doing this. Marketing strategies. Sales led is good. And sometimes because the titles are messy, this keyword stuff is really great. Yeah, demand generation. That didn't really increase at all. Let's see. What about Joey? Oh yeah, I like Joey. Okay, let's open some more people up here. Like sales associate, we probably filter people by seniority. That's what we want. Probably don't want any. Yeah, this is probably good. 85 people. Okay. Remember, all we're trying to do is like social media manager, terrible title. All we're trying to do here is to find our people. Who are the people that if we kind of squint at this, we're going to, and let's add data. Data. Oh, here, actually, this is what we were doing. I was including, yeah, this is bad. What I wanted to be doing is here. GTM. Okay, wow, we're getting much better. GTM strategies. Look at this. Year over year. Oh, look at this guy. ABM. Look at this. Now, I could be using Chatty Patty here to account based. to identify some of these keywords. But I really like looking at this account-based marketing. This is cool. Technical skills. Data. Do we already use data? I think we already had data, right? Yeah, we did. We already looked at him. He looks happy too. My friend Joey. We looked at Catherine. Market research. Look at this. Oh, we already did that. Oh, it was such a good idea. I already had it. Land purchasing. We looked at this person. Lead generation. That's good. Ooh, SaaS, B2B. Leads, SaaS, B2B. Apollo, Zoom info. Okay, one more, and then we're going to keep moving. We're almost at an hour here. Oh, ROI. Oh, this is like great. Let's use the full. This guy's going to give us all the good keywords. This is when you find it, you really know. And so if you invest all this time in the list, it's really helpful. Systems, prospects, tactics, market research. We did. Yeah, okay. I feel good about this. This is good enough. So what do we have here? We have 565 people. So let's go ahead and download this list. Save as CSV. All right. We're also going to save the list here. We're going to go back to our glossary. People links. People link. All right. Now you got to go to the notifications here 13 seconds ago. Great. So we're going to download this. I think that I have to be a little careful here because I don't want to show you any PII stuff. Okay, we've got our list here. Now we're going to pop over to Clay. Now, what I'm going to do is, we have the person's LinkedIn description. This is amazing. This is so good. I think I'm gonna have to upload the people here, which is fine. And then we're going to do some more information on the people. So import CSV. I'm doing this on a different screen now because I don't want to get in trouble. And I promise I will show this to you inside of Clay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this into Clay. Now, if you don't know Clay, where have you been? But Clay is going to tell me, is going to finish this copy portion, right? So let's get back to our strategy doc, which we need to link in blueprint@gtm.com. Strategy. All right. We have the strategy doc, and we're going to link it in our sheet here. This is good to keep together. Now, I have everything. Every time I run a play, I create a new folder in a list of plays so I can keep this stuff straight. And then I also need the Clay link here. So, great. This is what it's like. It's combining different data sources. Now, eventually, AI is going to be able to do a lot of this stuff for us. That's what I'm working on right now. But until then, we need to exercise our judgment in building the list. That's really, really key. right, let's pop over to Clay and let's, great. Now what I want to do is I want to look at the copy and I want to figure out what we need to do to be able to build this copy. So we probably should use the Clayagent here. I'm just going to use it on a couple of rows. Go to this was like, so what we're going to do is the Clayagent's going to find the data that we want for us and structure it properly. Where's the company name? Why didn't I see this? Why didn't I see this? Oh, because I put a space or something. Company. And I want you to find three customers of theirs, the company names, not people, and return them. And I want you to find up to and return them as follows in the following format. Apple, Microsoft, and Bing. For one, Apple. For two companies, Apple and Bing. Apple and Bing's not a product. Microsoft. For three. Return this format. For one company, return this format. And it's really important. It's really important to be explicit with Chatty Patty. I have so much fun doing this. Thanks for watching. I don't know if anyone's still here. I would understand if you're not. I don't want to spend more than 20 cents per row. Now with 565 rows, $113, that's kind of expensive. I'm pretty cheap, but save and do not run. And apparently my AI key is limited here. So we're just going to run this on 2. I always start slow. I just want to really know how the Clayagent's going to do. Do we need anything else? Okay, great. Let's also do one other AI enrichment. I always use the legacy integration because you are the VP of product marketing at ocean.io, and you are an empathy machine focused on finding all of the unique traits of a person or company that might lead you to believe they are data-driven and or would love Ocean's product. Nice thing is that recently OpenAI updated, I'm going to use Clay's key, updated all of their data until, I think, April, so have a much closer context window about the real world today. I'm attempting to find the... And you can also use ChatGPT to help you with these prompts. I just have talked so much to it, I know exactly how to do this. And this is the testing thing, right? I'm attempting to write this sentence. I always give it the goal. Where data, numbers, targeting is a specific insight about why you think reading their LinkedIn profile, they are a good fit for Ocean.io's product or service. What's really important is I try not to overwhelm ChatGPT. I want to make it think in steps. What approach should we what things might you look for to find a we're at an hour. I'm sorry. What things might you look for to find clues that they would be a good fit? Now I have another user. Now here is, I think actually Ocean provides me the yes. Now I could use Clay to do this. Now here is this person's LinkedIn description. Can you complete just the of? Okay. Now it's really, Eric and I talk a lot about this, that you don't want to overwhelm this thing and you shouldn't have it write the whole message. But this is a perfect example. GPT-4, really creative content. Save and do not run. Okay, look at this. Yeah, look at this. Look at the Clayton did a great job, right? So these are the customers. Now, I'm not going to do this in this video, but really what I would do next is I would push this back to find the domains of these companies, and then I would make an API call to Ocean, because we have to actually pull that data into the email, right? Because this has to be the company's response. I'm not going to do that in this video, but that's the next step that I would do. Is I would say, great, go separate these, use the, I would probably, let's see what this cost me. 8 cents? 9 cents? Okay, so at 10 cents, $56 do this whole list? Yeah, I'll pay 56 bucks. So great, and you actually see how they have the case studies. So I could scrape them, or I could use the Clearbit API I could use the formula to separate each of these, and then go find the company domains, because I don't want to. I'm cheap and I don't want to pay OpenAI again. Or I could say, and give me their domains with a semicolon separated. So I could have a list of companies and then associated domains, and then use the domains and pass those to the Ocean API, so that I can provide lookalike companies in my first cold message. All right, let's actually run this and see what happens. So now we know we've got the customers, we got the company, this is good, and the lookalikes. So this really, oh, and we probably will eventually have to pull in the jobs details for this goal. So at the company level, we probably want to pull in the jobs and use Chatty Patty, the data analytics piece of theirs. Look at this. Yeah. 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 And then actually, I think what I'm going to say, yeah. So if I want, I'm not gonna do this, because no one's gonna. I mean, the Titanic. Lots of people put movie in the Titanic. I'm not gonna beat the Titanic in terms of interesting here. We've already got an hour in. So what I would do here next, and I'm gonna wrap it up here. What I would do here next is I got to go call the Ocean API. I have to pull the companies. I have to pull in other LinkedIn data for the person, so that we could say something more specific about their company. I noticed that in blah, 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 and da, 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 you did X, Y, or Z, so I thought that might be interesting. This is a social engineering tactic that is pointing specifically to why they might benefit from this product or service. to allow them to keep reading on so that they can experience the value here and see the companies. So that's what I would do next. But hopefully this was useful to you. I'm so sorry that we went so long. I know that it's a little obnoxious sometimes, but I do want to expose my thinking to you. So as a reminder of what we covered today, we covered all the strategies. So who they should target, why they should target them, what to say to them, how we should find the companies to target using Blueprint Intent, how we should find the people using Ocean.io, and then how we should find how we should basically send a great message with all of that information. So we only use 3 tools. We use Blueprint Intent to identify the companies that were thinking about ABM strategies, etc. We use ChatGPT, we use Clay, and we use Ocean. So that's like what I count like a German. 4. We use 4 tools today. So you don't really, I guess we'd use 5. We'd use Smartly to actually ship this thing to the market, but that's not too many tools, right? It doesn't take the world's most complicated stack. The world of tools are consolidating. So I hope that was helpful to you to understand how you might build a go-to-market strategy from scratch. And I am thrilled that you, Kyle, and maybe also one other person, Finn, and who else? Giorgio. Yeah, I'm thrilled that the 3 of you got here. Thank you so much. Have an absolutely blast of a Monday. Later.